Hey everyone. I just got hauled into the kitchen to put some breakfast on for my son, so I'm waiting for his toaster strudels to pop. And then I'll start going from the book here. But so my name's Stacie. I live in Red Deer, Alberta. I've lived here for 7 years. Give or take a bit. I mean, I moved in 2010 when I was 14, going on 15, and it was a hard time. I had 13 weeks left in my grade 9 in high school. It's just scary enough in Newfoundland to be in high school, but then to get into a school that's 5 times the size. Are you not hot enough? No? No? Oh yeah, they're so cold in the middle. I hate toaster schools. Anyway. So I just want to talk about self-confidence because I'm on another group on Facebook. It's just a group where you post selfies and you uplift each other. And a girl had posted a photo. She's a bigger girl. And just saying how she's sick of being made fun of. And just, she's not really sure, why people look at her the way they do. And I mean, who can ever really be sure about how people look at them? Yeah, I'm waiting for it to pop, bud. No, I won't burn them, I promise. I'll turn them down. Look. I'll turn them down again. Alright. So, here's the thing. I used to have quite the low self-esteem, but yes, I know they're almost done, bud. Here. I'm sorry. What? It's hot. Careful, it's hot. Hot, yeah. Yeah, good job. Hot, yeah. Be careful. Hot. Anyway, I mean, sometimes I'm still insecure about my body. But I try to push past it every time. I mean, I usually win. There's some days that I feel like I can't get out of the rut that I'm in, and I am not good enough. But don't we all feel that way sometimes anyway? So I mean, really, I'm no different than anybody else. This group has been nothing but supportive since I joined. So I trust I can tell you this next bit of information, and without any bit of hate. In about April or May, I weighed myself, and I weighed in at 289 pounds. Whoa, like what? To me, I mean, if you're heavier than that, if you're lighter than that, so be it. As long as you love yourself, it doesn't matter. That's all you need to do first, is love yourself. So, I realized I had let my... What's the matter, bud? What? Here. See? Oh, what's that? What is that? Yeah. I realized that I let my depression take over my mind and body. Fast forward to the 6th of September, the other day, I weighed myself at my mom's, and I was 243 pounds. So it's good. That's quite a good weight loss. I mean, I knew I was losing weight anyway, because every now and then I'd check myself at my mom's. Around April or May or whatever, I was a 3X, and now I'm down to about an XL. It just depends on the clothing, It's another thing that really bothers me in the world. I didn't do this because I thought I was fat or too heavy or anything like that. I did it because I wanted to be fit and I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to be able to chase my son around the park and not run out of breath within like 5 seconds. Like, you know. I mean, obviously it helps with confidence to lose weight, but to me it's just an added bonus. Sadly, though, society tells people that the number on the scale matters and shame others on body size. And it's kind of funny how they say that your size doesn't matter and everything like that, or you're too big, but then once you get smaller they say you're too small, and it's a lose-lose situation. You can never win. Before I started losing weight, I knew I was beautiful. Just because you have low self-esteem doesn't mean you can't feel beautiful and handsome, or whatever. Everyone has their insecurities. I still think I'm beautiful and everything like that, yes, but obviously I still think I'm a bit on the heavy side and a bit bigger. I'll rip that one in half for you too. Are you just gonna eat the inside of it? Alright. My mother and I were talking on Wednesday about my father, and I guess my father never believed that your childhood events could affect your future adulthood. That's the way my father and his family are. They think that it just all has to do with present and nothing back can happen. I mean, they're all great, wonderful people. I love them. Love them so much. They live in Newfoundland, sadly, though, so I don't really get to see them as much as I'd like to. Actually, my cousin Felicia's on this group. And so is one of my best friends, April, so that's actually pretty awesome. Side note on that subject, though, my father is an artist, like, amazing. And he can draw, he can create swords, ice fishing rods, slingshots out of wood. Like, he'll take wood, he'll carve it down and make these things, sand it down, and then he'll get this, he will not heat up something metal. He will take a magnifying glass when it's sunny outside, sit down, he's already traced down the name in pencil, and he'll burn in your name. Yeah, and see, that's the thing, is that as soon as you start losing weight, even when people tell you, I'm just replying to your comment, Emily, sorry. Even when people tell you that you're big at the time, you lose weight, and then they're just like, oh, well, she must have been on drugs, or she must have not been eating, like, it's just crazy. It's like, okay, so I tried to look better, and I still get ridiculed about how I went about it. Like, you want to say, go around and tell people that I did drugs, whatever, what have you, go ahead. I mean, if you want to do that, it's fine. And the thing is I am guilty of the, not so much starving myself as sometimes I get to the point where my anxiety and my self-conscious, like, my self-esteem gets the better of me, and I don't have an appetite for a while, and then I eat less. It's not that I don't eat at all. I do eat less, like once or twice a day. And then once I start to build up my appetite again, I'll eat more. But, yeah. I try to stop doing that. It's hard, though. Hi, Chase. Glad you can join. So with all the wood carvings and everything that my dad does, that's just all I know of. I've never seen him build anything else besides swords, whether they be bigger or smaller, or his slingshots, or his ice fishing rods. But he never thought of himself as talented. And my mother would tell him it was because when he was younger, my mom used to tell him that when he was younger, his teachers used to tell him that he wasn't the brightest and he wouldn't amount to anything. Like, cruel, right? But some teachers can be really... They say that you shouldn't bully in school and things like that, but a lot of teachers are actually really guilty for bullying. It's not even fit. Like, take, for example, in grade 10, I stopped doing a lot of... Oh, here, bud, sorry. It doesn't go in that one. Here. Sorry. When I was in grade 10, I was really good at math, and one day I had a question I asked my teacher, and he said, "How do you not know that?" So, I stopped asking questions. I started getting bad grades in math, but nevertheless, I didn't have him again. I only had him for grade 10 math, and then I started having my favorite teacher, Mr. Petrie, for grade 11 and 12, who I had in grade 9 anyway. So yeah, he was my favorite and really only math teacher in the high school I went to. It doesn't fit in the cup holder there, Mordecai. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. So my mother went on to say that that's why she is never, or nor will she ever, see herself as beautiful. Growing up, she was always called ugly. I am not biased. I know she's my mother, but she is a beautiful woman. She is. Inside and out, actually. She's wonderful. Stop. Okay? Wait now. Let me tell you something. You can gain back your confidence. If you try hard enough, you will see yourself as beautiful. You need to learn to look past your image and look into your soul. That's all it takes. And I know, it's easier said than done. Believe you me, I know. What? One second, put the phone. Yeah, anyway, here. There. Oh, you want to get down now? Anyway, as long as your heart is beautiful, and so are you. It is hard. It is hard, Chase. Very hard, but you're right. It's worth it. It definitely is. I mean, yeah, like I said, as long as your heart is beautiful, so are you. In the long run, looks don't matter. I mean, think of it, when you get older, you're only gonna wrinkle and everything anyway. I mean, listen, just like truth be told, that's what's gonna happen. When you get older, you're not gonna look at your spouse and be like, well, I mean, obviously you're gonna tell them beautiful or handsome or anything, but you're not gonna, look at them and be like, I only ever married you because you were beautiful kind of thing, or you're just not gonna only look at them and just see their looks. You're gonna look at them and see the years that you spent together, the years that you've fought, the years that you were happy, the years you traveled. You're not going to be looking at the looks at that point in time. You're just going to be looking at wanting to spend the rest of your life together, be happy until one of you has that crappy moment where you're just not around anymore. Yeah, it's really hard to have something nice to say about yourself. I say yes that you have to love yourself. There's none left, see? You have to love yourself first. But the thing is that sometimes you do have to take compliments from other people if they have, you've been complimented by someone at least once in your life. You need to take their compliment. Oh, you're pretty, or oh, nice shirt today. So the shirt probably looked nice on you, and the color looked nice. It complimented your face, and the clothes and pants that you were wearing, shoes. Sorry, I work in retail, so yeah, I can go on all day about that kind of stuff. But yeah, it is really hard not to go backwards sometimes. Uh-oh, do you want to get out? Is that why you have everything on plate? Do you want to get out? Okay. Yeah. Here. In the long run, looks don't matter, size doesn't matter, age doesn't matter, and pause. To a certain extent, age doesn't matter, obviously. Hey Felicia. Sorry I didn't text you before I started. I completely forgot. And yeah, that's a good thing to do. That is one of the things. I'm not sure if it is written down here, but it was one of the things I was going to mention is to look at yourself in the mirror and just either write down or just say 3 things about yourself. Even just once or twice a day, starting off, say you're beautiful in the mirror. Kind of sounds silly, but really it helps. It does. It all just takes time. With all that said, now my inspiration for doing this live video to begin with, a girl posted, like I said, in the other group that she was bigger and ugly and other things. Amongst the comments, another girl had said, that made a very valid point. And I don't think I'm judging others on saying that you don't get it, but I want you to think about what I'm going to say next. Alright, yeah, that's okay. That's okay, Felicia. She said, and I mean, not word for word, obviously, that unless people who are commenting have been in her shoes before, they don't get it. She went on to say that even with all these compliments, the girl probably still hated herself. She wasn't trying to be rude at all. She was just being truthful. And I mean, it's a quality that you actually need to find in some people, because they can tell you whether or not you're being stupid at a time, or if, you are smart and you should go after things. They encourage you and everything like that, right? So, she went on to explain herself, and I'll explain my own words. No matter how many times you're told that you're beautiful when you feel ugly, you don't believe it. And that's what my mom said too, was what she was talking about with her point of being told her whole life that she was ugly and fat. Is, even though all of her friends still say she's beautiful, I still say she's beautiful, Stephanie still says she's beautiful, Denver, Daniel, those are my brothers and sisters, Felicia will say it, her niece and everything like that, she still doesn't believe it. And honestly, sometimes my boyfriend, like Adam, he will say, you're gorgeous, or you're sexy, you're hot, or anything like that, or, and I'm just, I laugh it off. I don't see it. I do see it, but when I see it through my own eyes, I still don't see it through other people's eyes. I don't know if you know what I mean, but I myself look at myself and I say, yeah, I'm beautiful, because I've come to love myself. But because I've grown up, as my mother had, being called ugly and fat and everything like that, through other people's eyes, I don't see them still calling me beautiful or pretty or anything like that, because that's funny, because for all of my life, other people have been calling me ugly and fat. So, and yeah, exactly, when you hate yourself, it is hard to see the beauty in yourself, right? So, by this time in your life, you've been called ugly and fat by almost everyone you have come in contact with. Now you believe it. You're stuck in a rut, but unless you believe their words, you will continue to hate yourself. It's all about self-love. If you can't love yourself, why should anyone else? Beauty comes from within. Honestly, think about it. I mean, if you're upset because people are calling you ugly and everything like that, and I know that it's made you to the point where you don't feel like you are pretty and everything like that, but if you want to change how people see you, you need to change how you see yourself. Okay? You need to look at yourself. You need to say that you're beautiful. If you can't say that you're beautiful, don't expect others to say that you're beautiful. I mean, I'm not being I'm not trying to be mean or harsh. I'm just saying that if you can't see it, how do you expect anyone else to see it? You know, you're looking right in the mirror every day. Anyway, you're also told to care, you're also told not to care what people think, but those same people compliment you. Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine, Chase. Those same people compliment you, but, how do you know who to believe? You'll have people saying you're pretty, you'll have people say you're ugly. We look at those comments and fear is just them trying to be nice. Like, you know, she's my friend, so I'll tell her she looks pretty. No, please, tell me if my hair looks terrible. Please freaking tell me if my hair looks terrible. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't shower today because Adam had to be to school early in the morning, and I wasn't gonna shower at like 7 o'clock on my day off. I barely even shower on my day off. I'm not even gonna freaking lie, but you guys know how hard it is some days to shower. To even wake up in the morning some days, to even get out of bed, let alone shower. So, I mean, there's no judgment here. That's what I love. Right? It's hard to love yourself. It's even harder when you've hated yourself for so long. But if you work on it hard enough, and long enough, honestly, it takes a while, you will succeed in loving yourself again. Yeah, showering sucks sometimes, honestly. But sometimes I feel like I have to shower because I just want to shower, right? What's the matter, bud? This? Yeah, 1 second. Alright. Anyway, but you will succeed in feeling yourself again. Like, I just mean, sorry. It's just a term that everyone uses nowadays. You just, you'll succeed in feeling the fact that you're beautiful and whatnot. And what you have? There's a bunch of Cheerios on your. Yeah, there's a bunch of Cheerios on your table. Look at this Cheerio. Look at this. Look how much Cheerios is on his thing, and he still asks for more. Always. Always. Yeah, when you start to think, you're like, I should probably shower. Especially when you have to go in public. Like, if I have to go in public on my days off, yeah, I'd probably shower. I mean, I have plans with a friend today, but I'm honestly, like, I probably still won't shower because I didn't have to work till 5:30 yesterday evening, so I didn't shower until, like, 4, so. He loves you, too. What? I already have everything. There's nothing here and there and everywhere. You got a plate. Why, do you need a paper towel? Okay. 1 second. I know how hard it is to go from hating yourself to not to not being able to stop taking selfies. So, I mean, I've come a long way. I'm not even sure when I started. I mean, this is the last page of my thing, actually, not the end. I'm surprised. This isn't like when I don't even remember how long ago it was that I started working on my self-confidence, but probably years ago at this point. But I know what it's like to be at the very low point where you don't even want to look at yourself in the mirror. You want to. My broadcast paused and it was interrupted for a second there. Do you want to get out? Yeah? Do you want me to put this down for a second? Anyway, I know what it's like to be at the, like, very, very low point where you think that you're ugly, you're not beautiful. Here, I'll pour it onto your plate. Look, right there, right there. I don't. Every time. He wants to get out, but he just doesn't want to get out. Anyway, and I've hated myself. I've gone from, I just, don't want to look at myself in the mirror, I don't want anybody else to see me. I mean, I was depressed to the point at one point in my years of working that I had taken 2 months off because of medical leave, because I was just so depressed. And now I'm at the point where, I mean, I did take a break just to give everyone else a break on my Facebook. The first day I'd forgotten,
I was working. I was just so busy at work, and I had been told about that DSM position that I applied for. It had been posted 5 days before I was told. No one freaking told me it was posted. This is the shit that I had to freaking work with. Anyway, so I was just so distracted on that day I completely forgot to post a selfie. But before that, I had posted a selfie every day for 5 days in a row. From Monday to Friday, I had posted a selfie. And I told everybody, like, guess what, guys? You better hang tight because I ain't stopping. And I'm sorry, but you're going to have to get used to these selfies that are going to come up. And I'm loving myself. I was loving myself last week. I'm still loving myself this week. I mean, it wasn't really a setback yesterday, but we have, like, relaxed fit shirts at my work, or we have, like, form fit shirts at my work, and yesterday I had to put on a 2X shirt instead of an extra large because it was a form fit. With that said, though, over the course of working or having it on for a full day, it'll probably stretch out, so I'm probably going to regret it in the end, but I'm not one that likes my clothes defining my curves. If that makes sense, like my lumps and stuff like that. Where you can see where my baby fat is.
Just so you know, ladies who've had children, I had to get my bathtub fixed, and at this point it's just a social kind of thing because I'm done my actual video, but I'm actually really loving this. This is actually really nice. Like, I like this. I get why Bo and why Jamie do it so often. Makes sense. It's a great way to connect. But we got our bathtub fixed. It was freaking broken, due to landlord neglect, might I add. At this, like, now that I know that it's their fault, it's just, are you freaking kidding me?
But when we got our bathroom fixed, I kept forgetting to take my body wash and bring it into the bathroom, but the baby's bath stuff was still in there because we'd given him a bath right away. He was the first person to have a bath when it got fixed. And, so I kept using my son's body wash because I grabbed my shampoo, but I forgot to grab my body wash. So I just continuously started to use his body wash. So I've been doing that for the past, like, about 2 weeks. You sit on your bum, you be careful, mister. That's not safe. Don't you stand up. Excuse me? Brazen. Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyway, so I just kept washing my body with, yeah, I know, Felicia, I know, so funny. Oh, ha ha ha, so funny. Brazen, just like the rest of the frickin' Putt family. So, yeah, my, stretch marks were really well defined once I had Mordecai and everything like that, and I still had stretch marks before, obviously, because I was bigger growing up. But, actually, my stretch marks have, like, disappeared a bit. It's crazy. From using my son's baby body wash. So, it's, like, what? Like, it's crazy, but it's you know, I mean, I'm not purposely using it for that, but I just keep I honestly have the worst memory ever. Like, I had to write that down, and I'm surprised, when I'm going off subject here that I keep remembering what I'm going to say. There's a few times that I forgot, but I was able to, like, catch myself and just change what I was saying a bit. I have a really bad memory where I'll be in the middle of a sentence and I'll completely forget what I was talking about, and just, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you can relate. Anyway, so, yeah, one of these days I will remember my body wash, I guess, but, yeah, and I know, Felicia. Kids make it funner, though. They make it, diverse, at least. Nice to meet you too, Kathy. The kids make it more diverse when you're doing a live video, because you're just like, oh, wait, I gotta go over there, wait, I gotta go over there. 1 second, I gotta put my phone down, my son is climbing this. No, right now he's just sitting on his dad's, computer chair. Mordecai. Oh. He turns 2 January 22nd. He's my everything. Before I found out that I was pregnant, let's go into, so I'm gonna give a trigger warning. Just trigger warning for depression, self-harm, I guess I would say, but like, not just suicidal thoughts and things like that. So yeah, trigger warning. Before I found out I was pregnant, me and my boyfriend were in a very bad place. We had just got back together after about like a 2-week break, just to try to, figure out whether or not we still felt the way we did about each other and everything else. So I was really depressed, and that's the same time that I had said earlier that I was out of work for 2 months. That was around the same time. It was just after I'd gotten back to work. I was really depressed, and it's funny how people don't know what's going on in your house, but they have all the room to talk about what is going on in your house, even though they're never around. They don't see it. So I used to always get blamed for the fact that my boyfriend had anxiety attacks and seizures due to anxiety. It was a new thing that started. Can you please sit down on your bum? On your bum. Speak on your bum, please. On your bum. Thank you. I just, what was I saying? We weren't getting along, and we were fighting, and, see what I mean? A bad memory. Thank you! He was getting seizures and anxiety. It was a new thing that I'd started. And, this is when he had stopped working, and he hasn't worked pretty much, a steady, good job for more than 3 months, for about 2 years now. And at first it was, yes, obviously because he was sick and things like that, but it got to the point where it was just no motivation and no ambition to go get a job and things like that, and it was really hard, especially after finding out I was pregnant. But anyway, back to the matter at hand. So yeah, he was getting seizures and everything like that, and I had a friend that was blaming me for for his depression, anxiety, and his seizures and everything like that. And but then I myself dealt with severe depression and anxiety. I was off for 2 months of work, and you're telling me that I'm the cause, though, of his problems. I'm not saying that he was the cause of my problems. And I'm not saying that he wasn't a part of them. I'm just saying that his problems were not my fault. He had issues before we started dating, and I keep telling him to go and talk to a doctor about his anxiety and his depression that he still neglects to go get looked at. And I'm guilty too, but here's the thing is that I know how to cope with my stuff, and I don't... He gets angry, and really loud. So, I can control... He's never been able to control the volume of his voice, or the tone, or how angry he seems. So, he's always been like that. But people didn't see that, right? They only saw the way he acted when they were around. And so I got blamed for it. So of course, I took it to heart, and I felt really bad, and I did. I'm not gonna lie. There's no judgment here, and Felicia's family, she knows pretty much everything about me, and April knows pretty much everything about me as well. I love them both. April's pretty much like family anyway. I
we had a party one time at our place, and one of our glasses had gotten broke, and it had still been there had still been a piece in the bathroom, and I had, just a little trigger warning, Kira, before you posted, just so you know, I am talking about suicidal thoughts now, and just self-harm and things like that, but that's all. I didn't, not really that deep into my leg, but I did scratch my leg with a piece of glass, right? So, it's funny, Kathy. No, I'm safe. That was, 2 years ago. I never have since. And that was the only time I ever did. But that was 2 years ago, and I did that because of the way, they had made me feel. And then, honestly, before that anyway, obviously, I was on 2 months medical leave. So, before that, and I wanted to kill, I didn't want to be alive. Not that I wanted to kill myself, because I don't even think I'd be able to do that. My biggest fear is death. So, I mean, to be able to kill myself, I don't even know. That wouldn't be a thing. But I did, exactly. I didn't want to. I would much rather feel physical pain than I would emotional pain. Obviously, I mean, so would a lot of people. And so, I didn't know how else to make myself feel better, especially with people like that who are supposed to be my friends, saying shit like that behind my back. So, I mean, of course, right? So, I don't. So yeah, like I said, it was a one-time thing, and I never did it. I haven't done it since, and I can't say that I'll never do it again because, I mean, you never know what's going to happen in the future. But I can say that I don't plan on it, and I don't see myself doing it in the future. Then, yeah, like I said, I felt, I didn't want to be alive. I was in a rut, and I didn't want to be around. I didn't, I'd been sick for a while, and I went to the doctor, and, or I went to the hospital and found out I was pregnant. I went home and I told Adam. This kid right here. No, you almost got it. That kid right there, he saved my life. I don't think I would be alive today without him. But then again, like I said, I'm not even really sure if I actually would do that, because, I mean, I've always been a person to look at it as, if I killed myself, let's take Felicia, for example. If I killed myself, Felicia would be very upset. Felicia gets so upset, so depressed, so much in a rut, that she decides that she doesn't want to live anymore. Okay, so Felicia's gone, and now Felicia's family is upset and everything like that. So it creates a chain reaction of pain. And I'm not saying that they're being selfish, obviously, but what I'm saying is that I don't want to be the reason to inflict pain. Again, I'm not saying that people who have killed themselves and everything like that are selfish. It's just that I don't feel like being the reason every day someone wakes up and is sad and is upset. Right, so I mean, yeah, so I don't think I'd ever be able to actually do it. And then, like I said, death is my actual freaking worst fear, and I'm not really sure how to overcome a fear like that. That's just another situation. Yeah, exactly. And then there's that too, like Kathy said. Not even just her sons, but I mean anybody
Anybody who knows you, anybody can look at you and be like, oh my god, what was the last thing I said to her or him, or what did I said this to them last week? Oh my god, maybe they killed themselves because I said this to them. You know, like, anybody can think that it's their faults too. So it's just all over a bad scenario to think of. I mean, I know obviously what it's like to be that at that point though. You feel like you're not worth anything, and that no one cares about you, and no one loves you, and that you'll never be loved, and you'll never be cared about, and everything like that. So, I mean, I know how people feel when they want to kill themselves and, you know, commit suicide and are thinking about suicide, and I don't blame them at all, because I've been there. I know what it feels like. So, I mean, now seeing this video, feel free at any point in time to message me. I mean, I know that obviously only admins can message members, but or even like comment on my post just to say hi, even if it has nothing to do with the subject. I just want you guys to know that I am here. Now that I've done my first live video, I plan on doing more. I was talking to my cousin Felicia, who's commenting there now. I was talking to her about the fact that I was like, how do you become a motivational speaker? I mean, not even a motivational speaker, obviously, but just a public speaker in general. Just people who talk about like things in public, about like life, and you know, like I did about the self-confidence and stuff like that. I just think it'd be nice to share your life experiences and maybe help someone learn from them, right? But like I was telling her that I have connections with my old school, so maybe I can see about maybe if they do like a bullying awareness assembly. Sometimes they do. Usually they do. Yeah, don't be afraid to share. Yeah, just don't be afraid to share. Honestly, it's I was so nervous last night, and I was so nervous this morning when I woke up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and it was just like so much anxiety and just it is. It's hard not to blame yourself, especially because not even in the way of saying that it's your fault, but in the way of saying, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, but in the way of saying that you feel like you could have did something. You know, I'm assuming that's yeah, like, you know, you don't necessarily feel bad the fact that you caused it, but you feel bad because you feel like you should have, you know, not like should have been there for them, but you feel like you know, I wish I had noticed something, or I wish I had been there, you know, to stop them from doing it. But I mean, when they're in that mindset, and if you've been in that mindset, you know that it is hard even when you're right there, right in front of them, to stop them from doing things like that. And it's just, it's hard, because once they're in that mindset, it's kind of, I don't know, like a record stuck on replay, like some tech computer pause, or, you know, something's wrong with something, but they can't really hear logic, they can't see it, and they don't want to, but they do, but it's sorry, it's hard for them to do so. Like, it's hard for them to try to stop themselves from what they're doing. But yeah, it's hard. I don't think I know anybody who actually has committed suicide. Thankfully, so far.
But I mean, I've had many friends tell me they're going to, and things like that. I've talked many friends out of it many times, and same friends multiple times. It's really hard to talk someone out of it, especially if they're really considering it. And I mean, you know. Oh yeah, that is correct. You are correct, Felicia. Actually, yeah, I don't even know how I forgot him, considering he was like a stepbrother for so many years, and he was the only one who didn't pick on me, Josh. Sad. It is when people think they don't have a way out, and then that they don't have anybody to go to, even though that they know that they do. You always read those posts on Facebook that are like, get that out of your mouth! Just get a shirt that says, get that out of your mouth. And have a baby with putting something in their mouth with a line through it or something. Yeah. Frick, I can't remember what I was saying. What a kid! He's got like this Sharpie pen just shoved in his mouth. What's that? What? What is it? Dabba 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 dabba. He was a good guy. He was hilarious. Like I said, he had 3 brothers. It was Jonathan, Josh, and Jeffrey, and he was the only one who didn't make fun of me. Jeffrey was close to my age, and he was a really bad influence. Okay, Jeffrey, he introduced me to smoking and everything like that. But I mean, kids will be kids. I mean, he wasn't very old either, so I mean,
yeah, and see, that's the thing. Jeff and I were the closest, as well out of all 3 of them. But like I said, Josh was the only one who didn't pick on me. Jeff used to pick on me all the time, and so did Jonathan. But I mean, also Jonathan wasn't around a lot though, because whenever Jonathan used to come around, he just treat me like a little sister. But Josh used to always be nice whenever I was around anyway. I guess he figured if Jeff was going to pick on me, he had to be the nice one. It's like good cop, bad cop kind of thing. I hope that Jeff and Johnny are doing good, because they had lost their mother the year after to cancer. So I mean, it wasn't a good year and a half, let's say. So I mean, sucks. Yeah, I mean, I could go on hours about that kind of thing. It's, although, I don't really think I have anything else to say. Yeah, I know, you found my Tic Tacs. If anybody's got an addiction to Tic Tacs, it's me. And this kid wants to eat my Tic Tacs. I really hope he's doing fine, man. Okay. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting for everybody who did. I just hope that, this helps at least one person. I mean, that wasn't even in my intentions to begin with. I just wanted to share how, my story about self-confidence and everything like that, and how I hope, I don't even know what I'm trying to say now. I just want everyone to love themselves, and that you need to know that the first step is to love yourself. Before you can get anybody to love you, you need to love yourself. And as hard as it may be, it is possible. You just have to start with you. So, have a great day. Felicia, I'll text you. April too. But I'm gonna go there now. Take care. I'll probably be posting again. Probably will do a live video here soon. Not sure when again. I'm not sure what I'd do it on. And I'll let you guys know if I got that DSM position. I'll let you know. I'll keep you guys updated if I get a phone call and an interview and everything like that. I'll keep you guys updated. I'm excited. I didn't post it on my wall because of my shift lead had started treating me differently when she realized that I was applying for it. So there's another shift lead on my Facebook as well, and another one. So I just decided to only post it on PTSD Buddies because that was the only way I could get some support and get some, comments and likes and people to know that I was doing this. I didn't even get to post in that other group that I had said that I was in from the selfies, uplifting people, because I was worried that one of the people might be a part of it who applied for it, and funny enough, she posted a picture today, so. Anyway, yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Try to get outside if you haven't been outside in a while. Go look in the mirror right now and tell yourself that you're beautiful, you're handsome, whatever, I don't care. As long as you just love yourself every day and every minute, and remember that as long as you're beautiful on the inside toward other people, you're beautiful on the outside. See you, buddies.